beautiful beings. Welcome to the space. Thank you for clicking on. My name is Sarlee, and this is the channel Wired on Light, where I empower you and remind you that we are the creators of our own reality. If you hear little noises, that is my neighbors, my new neighbors. There's like a little girl there, so I don't mind it because it's happy noises. Okay, so if this message found you, there's something here for you. I pulled 3 cards, past, present, future. So whoever you are, you're someone that has gone through a death and a rebirth recently. And that death and rebirth might have been taking a few months or even years, or it feels like your whole life has led to that big change, this big death of, I want to say, almost everything. Your mindset, the way you live, the way you look at yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you think about the world, the way you think about other people, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about your immediate world. And with this past death and rebirth card, look at how beautiful that is. She's walking through a portal. She's left the old self behind, the old life, and she's walked through there, and she's wearing her most beautiful garments. With this death card, faith came out. So what I'm getting with that is that the way you handled this death and rebirth has been so fucking graceful and so elegant and so honorable. I'm hearing so honorable, and that honorability, you know, it's like it's reflecting to the outside your relationship with God. The way you move, it's like people can see that there's like a hand over you, that there's this, but what they didn't see was the way you cultivated that. Maybe it was always there, but you've recently cultivated it into a much more deep-seated belief, deep-seated trust in God, in the universe. And you stood strong as you were walking through this portal, this death and rebirth. It's like you didn't waver, and if you did, it was only for moments. And then your default was back to trusting, back to having faith in God, in your belief system, in what you know to be true within yourself. For the present card, you got abundance. So you walking through this death and rebirth, this portal that you yourself have created, well, you and God, but you're the one that's on the earthly plane having to do the action-orientated things, you know. You got abundance. And that's not only like food. There is candlelight, there is flowers, there is probably food in the oven. It's a whole mess of abundance. It's essentially that abundance comes from inside first. Sorry, because you've cultivated this beautiful, rich inner world, co-creating with spirit. That inner beautiful, it's almost like your insides, your inner world feels like a billionaire, feels like a trillionaire, or what you would think how someone with that amount of money would feel. It's almost like that's the way you feel at the moment. It's abundant, it's rich, it's safe, it's secure, it's knowing exactly who you are. That's a beautiful, beautiful feeling that you have created. And I'm not saying I know that it's not consistently always like that, but that is now become basically your, that's like your new field almost. That's your new field of energy, frequency. And that's why this abundance is going to be coming in physically as well. What came out with that is honesty. And what I'm getting from that is that the way you live, the way you are conducting your business, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way just with how you move through life, how you touch things, how you work with things. This is going to sound stupid, but just the way you use a utensil. It's like there's this, you know what I'm getting? It's like this super soft energy, but it's so secure. I've talked about this in previous readings. It's like that steel backbone, but then there's like softness around it. So even just the way you put down a utensil after using it, it's like everything inside of you, how you've cultivated this feeling, is rippling out into your physical world. And it's making everything, it's like you move very dreamily. It seems, you know, it looks like everything is very dreamy the way you do it. But meanwhile, inside, there is this absolute, almost wanted to say rage, but there's almost, I'm getting strength card. So it's almost like you've tamed this beast within you. And you know exactly how to, it's like snake, how, what do you call it when someone can hypnotize a snake, or what is that called? It's almost like that. But only you and God know what it took to move like that, to feel like that, to look like that. And I mean, I'm sure if you had to tell people your battles, people wouldn't believe that you're still fucking sitting there, smiling, being kind, still creating, still believing, still in service. The way you live with honesty, your authenticity is what's going to make the millionaire feeling inside reflect in your outside world. Because you do not know how to live inauthentically. Not now anyways. Because you've worked way too hard. I'm getting goosebumps everywhere. You've worked way too hard to get to this beautiful, abundant feeling inside. So for you now, there is no other way to live. There is no other way to live than in honesty, than in authenticity, than in the light from which you take action. Your future card is learning. I think that this world, it's almost like you know exactly how you got to this feeling, but you're also like, what? I can't believe I feel this safe at the moment. Like, I didn't think that it would feel like this. How secure you feel, how truthful you feel. And that's not to say you've got everything figured out. It's almost the opposite. It's almost like you don't know anything. Anything from here on out is going to be a new experience for you. That's why learning is here. This is new territory for you. You've had glimpses of this, but you've never lived in this abundant state. So you're going to be learning a lot. Maybe you're also going to be learning how to work with your finances, because there's an influx. It's going to be trickling in more fluently, more abundantly, more effortlessly, because your standards are also now high. And it's not about my standards are high now. It's about my standards are high now. There's a difference, because you know inside what it took. You're not lowering that anymore. You're not descending for anything. So you're going to be learning how to work with your money in a different way, how to work differently, how you see time, how you value energy, who you spend time with, what you spend time with, what you consume, what you don't consume. But this is also about enjoying it. She's enjoying learning. She's got her music going, she's got books, she's got notepads, wearing comfy clothes or clothes that make her feel good. I'm getting a very independent feeling here. It's like you're really enjoying being on your own. And you know what also came up is that it's almost like your there's like a deeper sense of maybe some trauma and PTSD that you are healing at the moment, because you're in this newer, safer, consistent space in your head and in your physical world. It's like little bits of that want to creep in. So say for instance, I'm going to give you an example. I had trouble connecting my washing machine in this new house to the new lines, because and so I contacted the landlord and I said, listen, I'm struggling with this. I did try to fix it myself, but I am unable to. Can you maybe organize someone to come? Because the little space I had to work in was very narrow, so only one of my arms could reach the pipe. So I couldn't work, like we usually work. I had to and then this arm, and then this one, and I almost gave up. And every now and again, I would just put my head against the cupboard, fuck, come on. I don't wanna have to call someone. I don't wanna have to, And then they let me know, okay, but you can just untie that whole part and then the thing would connect better. So I was like, okay, I'll try that. And it couldn't come loose. I tried so hard, because I can only work with one hand and my hands are so sore from moving. But eventually it came loose. And then I connect. And there was a moment where it wanted to creep in, well, now you're gonna have to, nothing ever works out for you, and now it's gonna probably cost you money, that old. But I kept, it's the weirdest thing. It's like more and more, it feels like I can feel a spirit guide or an angel, just take a moment and then you try again. It's not getting to that point where it usually got to, that frustration, that giving up, and oh no, nothing works out for me ever. So it's almost like you're dealing with that little bit of old PTSD that wants to come out. Learning, with learning came clean house. So in this realm where you are now, where you find yourself now, learning your new life, learning how it feels to consistently feel safe, to consistently feel secure, and loving yourself and in coherence with your heart and God and your surroundings, and feeling safe within your body actually. It's also going to teach you how to maintain that. how to maintain knowing where you are at the moment is right. You didn't make mistakes. That PTS that wants to creep in, you did make the right choice. Don't let that old voice try and pull you back in. So it's about maintaining that security, maintaining that millionaire mindset, that millionaire feeling within your inner world. Because the remnants will always, I mean, I believe it gets less and less, but those remnants want to creep in every now and again to see where you are. Are you that strong? Are you who you say you are? So maintaining your practices, maintaining your whatever you are doing, you know, whether it's journaling or affirmations, exercise, the way you eat, like I mentioned earlier. I think I'm going to leave it there. Let's get one or two tarot. One card for death and faith. Ooh, the Lovers, Page of Swords. Okay, so with the Death card and these two, I'm getting like you chose. It's the choices you've made up until now that has led you to this beautiful, abundant feeling. Maybe you had to make a big choice in love if you were going to stay or if you were going to set out on your own. Or maybe your relationship went through a death and rebirth and you find yourselves in this beautiful, abundant, growing feeling. But this talks about making choices and then sticking with your choices, even though it's a new territory for you, being optimistic, using your mind, using the tools that you have cultivated within you. Give me one for abundance, please. The Sun. Wow. The Sun came out. You definitely are going to be receiving, or you have already, or you are in the midst of receiving whatever you want, because you have lived so honorably, so honestly, and so authentically. You don't need to prove yourself or your ways to anyone, because it clearly shows exposure. Like I said, the way you walk around, the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct yourself and your business, there's like a richness, there's a glow, there's a innocence, there's strength, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. I hope you celebrate yourself enough and that you're really proud of yourself. What is this? Learning and clean house. Give me one card for that, please. Oh, Nine of Swords fell on my lap, upside down. And then you have Empress at the bottom. Absolutely. Oh, love this. It's so perfect. Learning. Clean house. You know how to maintain away from this, away from that PTSD, away from that trauma, away from that old way of thinking. You know, you have learned, you have taught yourself how to manage this. Not a lot of people can do that, and the fact that Empress is at the bottom is telling me that you are now receiving. You have sat yourself fucking down and you are just basking in that beautiful, abundant millionaire frequency. I'm so proud of you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Till next time, thank you. Oh, please like and subscribe. And if you want to work with me, in the description box.